everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if this is your first time, welcome to my channel. This is now my finale on my Finish 19 in 2019. So, do you think I've finished 19 products? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you all the products I actually brought into this project and let you know which one I was able to finish. Which means to say I was able to use it up or hit my goal, the goal I set for that product. Let me start with these 5 products, starting with this Vanicream Moisturizing Skin Cream. This one, I used this approximately 273 times, and I used up 82.01 grams. And then I have 2 eye cream here. I have the Pond's Dual Action Eye Cream and the Avon Rejuvenate Eye Cream. So this one, I used up 6.66 grams, and I used this approximately 73 times. And then for the Avon, I used this approximately 250 times, and I used up 22.36 grams. I wasn't expecting it to be 22.36. I was expecting the most would be 20 grams because according to this, there are 10 grams on each side. So for the day cream, it's 10 grams, and for the night cream, it's 10 grams. And then I have 2 sunscreen here. So I have the RDL cream. This is, I used up 14.99 grams and used it approximately 72 times. And then I have the Bello. I used up 10 grams, and I used this approximately 62 times. So for this set, I was able to finish 5. Next would be these 2 products. So these are my primer product, my makeup base. So I have here the Pinkies Collection makeup base. I've put a mark where I am now. So this is where I am. I've used up that much. In terms of weight, I was able to use up 19.3 grams, and I've used this 98 times approximately. So I actually took this out of the project in the last 2 or 3 updates because I knew I wouldn't be able to use this up. It was a bit of a challenge to remember to use this. And then we have here, this is the e.l.f. eye primer. I also took this out of the project because I knew I wouldn't be able to use this up. So this one, I was only able to use up 6 millimeter, and I used this approximately 92 times. The next set would be this concealers, color correctors. Let me start with this Catrice All-Round Concealer. So for this one, you can see that I was able to use it up fully. But when I brought this into the project, there wasn't much product left actually. I didn't get to weigh this, so I don't know how much product was left and how much I was able to use. Approximately, I've used it 47 times. And then I have the Bellapier. This is a Pro Concealer palette. This is actually a color corrector. And for this one, my goal was to just use up the green shade, but I wasn't able to use this up, as you can see, and that's how much I was able to progress on this palette. And then Sansan Concealer. For this one, I was hoping I would be able to hit pan on this one, but I wasn't successful, and I realized I wouldn't really be able to. It will be a challenge because there are 12 grams of product in here. Although when I brought this in, it was not new. I mean, I've used it already a bit, but I was hoping I would be able to hit pan on this one. So for this set, I was able to use this up, and that means I've now used up 6 products. Next would be the foundations I brought into the project. So, I brought in 3 foundation, hoping that I would actually be able to use up at least 2 of them. But here you can see that I was only able to use up 1. And this is the Maybelline Dream Satin Skin Foundation. When I brought this in, it was less than half full. I used 8.65 grams and I use it approximately 59 times. And then we have here the L'Oreal True Match Liquid Foundation. And this one, when I brought this in, it was new. I've not used it yet, so I was able to use up to this point. I used up 18.019 grams, and I used this approximately 146 times. And then lastly, this Wet n Wild Photo Focus Liquid Foundation, I used this approximately 22 times and I've used up 3.67 grams. I didn't put a mark, but I think this is where it is now, somewhere here on this Wet n Wild writing. So now I've used up 7. So this is my 7th product. Next would be the pressed powder, loose powder I brought into the project. So I have brought in 2 Wet n Wild pressed powder. I have 1 Maybelline Dream Satin Skin powder foundation and 1 loose powder, and this is the U2B Plus in the shade Sky. So it's a shade sky blue. So as you can tell, I was able to use this Wet n Wild. When I brought this in, it was not new anymore. I've already used it and the powder actually shattered, so I repressed this. And I used 3.96 grams and approximately 77 times. And then for this other Wet n Wild, I used up 1.31 grams and I used it approximately 29 times. Now for this Maybelline Dream Satin Skin powder foundation, I was hoping to actually be able to use this up, but I wasn't able to, as you can tell there. I have to repress this because it started to shatter. Unfortunately, I didn't take any photo of it, so you don't know actually how much progress I was able to make. But I was able to expand the pan. The pan that you're seeing is where the product was left before I started to repress it. I really thought I would be able to use this up because I started just working on this one and stopped using my liquid foundation. And then I have here the loose powder. I only used up 2.1 grams of this one and used this approximately 28 times. So from this set, I was now able to use up 8. So finished 8 now. This is the 8th product. The next set would be my bronzer, blushes, and highlighter that I have in this project. Let me start with this Bahama Mama. So this one I was able to use up. So I finished this one. This is just a sample. And they're just 0.51 grams. I was able to use this up after approximately 108 uses. That's a lot for 0.51 grams of product. And then for the contour stick, so this is the Model Co contour stick. I measured this and there were 23 millimeter just on the rim. But what I did, actually, I continued to use this, and so there you can see that I actually was able to do more than just simply flattening it. So approximately I used up 25 millimeter of product after 250 uses. And then we have here the Milani Romantic Rose. This is a powder blush. My goal here was just to use up 1 gram, but I only set that goal after several updates. I can't remember on which update I decided that I'll just use up 1 gram. So after finding out that there are 17 grams of product here, I knew that it was impossible. Many of the project panners I've watched all commented that it's difficult to use up blushes. So I decided that I'll just use up 1 gram and replace it with another one. So I replaced it with the Pacifica Coconut Duo Blush. So this is what it is, the Pacifica Coconut Blush Tender Heart. What I did is I actually took out the product here and put it in here. And I thought that based on what I can read from here, that there would be around 4 grams of product over here. But there were a lot less. I was able to use this one. So over here, I was able to use up 2.97 grams only after approximately 129 uses. So there was just around 3 grams of product. And then I have this one, the CoverGirl Cheekers in cinnamon toast. And I was able to use up 0.6 grams after using it 43 times. And then for my highlighter, this is the Essence So Glow. When I brought it into the project, it was quite new. And that's how much pan I was able to achieve. I stopped using this actually before my last update. So on my 7th update, after the 7th update, I haven't really touched this anymore, if I remember it right. And I was able to use up 2.61 grams, and I used this 192 times. So for this set, so I was now able to use up 8 products earlier. So this will be my 9th, 10th. I'll consider this as hitting my goal. So this is my 11, 12, and this one as well, 13. I was intending to use this up later in the project. But when I watched my intro, I mentioned that my goal is just to hit pan on this one. So I decided to stop using it because I don't want to use it up yet. Not yet. I enjoyed using this. I love the color. So I've used up 13. I've finished 13 products. The next set would be the lip products I have brought into this project. Let me start with this Pinky's Lip Liner. For this one, I was only able to use up 53 millimeter. It was a bit difficult for me to use this actually. I mean, it's a challenge for me because I didn't really enjoy using that. And then for this one, this is the Color Collection Vitamin E in the shade Perfect Nude. So I was able to flatten this, and that was the goal. So I consider this finished. But there's still a lot of products here. I know there's still a lot of products here, and there's still product down here. For this project, I was able to finish this one. And then of course, the Crease Matte Lipstick collaboration with Ever Bilena. I was able to use top 21 millimeter. I was using lip brush to continue to use this one. Now for the color collection, I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but I was able to use top 21 millimeter as well. Now for this liquid lipstick from ColourPop, this is the Ultra Satin Lip in the shade Strut. I was not able to use this up. There's still products left here. And I was only able to use up 1.89 grams and used it 135 times. And then for this Trestique, this one, I was also able to use this up. I continued to use it. So there you can see that I continued using this using a lip brush. I was able to use up 12 millimeter and used it 54 times. Now, so I was able to use up 13 already, and this one would be 14, 15, 16. The last product I have in this project is this Marks & Spencer Body Mist in the scent Vitality. And I was able to use up 15.11 grams after using it 18 times. So in total, I was able to use up 17 out of 19 products. So that's my update for this one. I am thinking of doing another project pan for 2020, and I hope you'll subscribe so you'll find out what are the products I'm planning to pan in 2020. Thank you all for watching. Bye!